A neighbor's husband saw something that made him cancel a doctor's visit. Archangel Michael says, the street was unusually silent that morning, as if the wind itself was waiting for something to happen. A neighbor's husband stood at the edge of his gate, phone in hand, moments away from calling the clinic. But then his eyes caught something so disturbing near your home that he froze, and without a word, canceled his appointment. He hasn't told anyone, not even his wife, the full truth of what he saw. But something changed in his demeanor, his steps became hesitant, and his gaze now avoids your window every time he passes by. It was not just fear that overtook him, it was a warning, soaked in silence. It began around 9:14 a.m., when the sky was overcast and the birds were strangely still. The man was supposed to leave for his heart checkup, a routine visit long delayed. But as he opened his gate, he noticed a figure, leaning ever so slightly, just beneath the old neem tree outside your compound wall. He thought it might be a delivery person or a stranger checking directions. But something about the stance, the way the head tilted in your direction without blinking, made his stomach twist. The figure didn't move, didn't shift, didn't breathe in a natural rhythm. The man whispered something, almost to himself, and took a few steps forward. The figure remained still, like a statue made of breath and shadows. The dog across the street started to bark uncontrollably, as if it saw what human eyes were never meant to meet. Without thinking, the man backed away and shut his gate, his hands trembling. He canceled the doctor's visit and turned off his phone. He walked back inside his house, locked the doors, and sat silently near the window, never once looking out again. He knew what he saw wasn't normal. That figure wasn't flesh. It was watching, waiting. And now, the man believes it wasn't meant for him at all. It was meant for you. Type Amen to get blessing 333. That night, lights flickered for a few seconds in 4 homes, including yours. No one paid much attention, blaming it on the usual power cuts. But only that man's home and your home had no such issues with electricity the rest of the day. The connection between that figure and your presence is becoming clearer to those who are more spiritually aware. Some people near your building have started speaking in whispers. One said they saw someone place a small black cloth folded twice beneath a brick by the right fence of your gate. No one dared to remove it. Even the cleaners passed over it. Something unspoken made them look away. Even the neighbor's cat, which used to lounge on your porch, has not returned for 2 nights. Archangel Michael says, this is not just a neighborhood curiosity. This is a spiritual shift unfolding around your name, your space, your path. Someone close by, whose smile feels polite but whose intentions are stained in jealousy, opened the gate for something unholy. And your neighbor's husband was never meant to see it. He was an accident in their plan. The moment he saw what he did, a divine interruption occurred. The doctor visit being cancelled was not by chance. It saved him from something worse. Because the force outside your home wasn't just watching, it was scanning for vulnerability. Type Amen to get blessing 551. Strange birds began appearing by your window over the next few days. Not the usual kind, but dark, almost soot-colored birds that sit in a group and fly only when all of them do together. It's been noticed. Even your mail was delivered incorrectly twice. Not by mistake, but by interference. There's an energy bending regular flow, slowing down communication meant to help you. The woman across the lane, who never used to greet you, suddenly smiled yesterday and complimented your outfit. It seemed random, but her eyes scanned your hands, your neck, your skin. She knows something. She's been told something. This is not a guessing game, this is orchestrated monitoring. The neighbor's husband knows this now. That's why his windows remain shut, his blinds drawn. He's seen something too close to home and it frightened the denial out of him. He tried telling his wife, but she dismissed it, calling it paranoia. That was her mistake. That figure, that presence, that event outside your home, it was a warning. And someone is still trying to cover it up. Type Amen to get blessing 799. You've been feeling something too, haven't you? That strange pulse in your ear at night, the tension on your shoulders that tightens without reason, the constant tug to not walk in certain corners of your home. It's real. This isn't ordinary anxiety or stress. This is energy displacement. Someone's rituals have moved too close to your energy field. The hospital where the neighbor was supposed to go received a call from an anonymous number the same day. They asked if he arrived yet. When the receptionist asked for the name, the line went dead. And the number? Untraceable. Now, the nurse who took the call has been experiencing nosebleeds, suddenly, only when entering room 304. That room was where your neighbor's appointment was scheduled. Archangel Michael says, all of these things are connected by a thin invisible thread: your house, your presence, that appointment, and that figure that never moved under the neem tree. When the veil lifts, even doctors hesitate. Even medicine turns its head away. What the neighbor's husband saw was a fragment of something ancient trying to anchor through sight. Type Amen to get blessing 428. One more strange event happened last night. Your street camera glitched exactly at 2:31 a.m. For 4 minutes and 19 seconds, the footage blanked. When it resumed, your gate was half open. You remember locking it. You are not being paranoid. You are being observed. Someone nearby is playing with thresholds, crossing limits, summoning presences beyond comprehension. You're not their victim, but you're their target of interest. It's time to cleanse. Burn a sandalwood stick at your door. Place a clear glass of water beside your main entrance tonight. Just watch what happens to that water by morning. It won't taste the same. Type Amen to get blessing 666. The neighbor's husband has now booked a new appointment, but this time not for the hospital. He's meeting someone spiritual. He says he can't shake the feeling that what he saw was never fully revealed. He's been sketching. His notebook holds shapes he doesn't recognize. Circles with open eyes inside them. Trees with roots drawn above the soil. And one drawing, your home, with a line of fire drawn at the edge. He's waking up at 3:12 a.m. every night. He doesn't sleep after that. Neither should you ignore this anymore. Because last night, he whispered something in his sleep. His wife recorded it because it scared her. The words, "She holds the key, but not for herself. It was always hers, stolen once, returned by mistake." Type Amen to get blessing 111. This neighbor is unknowingly part of the story now. He wasn't chosen. He stumbled across what he shouldn't have seen. But you were always meant to open this. You felt off for days. You felt dreams become sticky, and familiar faces act differently. Even the mirror shows you differently at night. These are not hallucinations. These are warnings. The figure beneath the tree was not human. It was not here to walk, talk, or ask. It came for recognition. Someone from your past, possibly family, invited it through acts they never confessed. Type Amen to get blessing 812. You are now the center of a subtle storm. Objects around you are being shifted. Your voice is being mimicked at certain moments. Someone heard your voice calling them outside, and yet you were not there. This is the beginning of sound manipulation, a clear sign that your auric field is being pushed. Only a strong will and decisive action can close it. Don't keep worn-out shoes near your entrance. Remove anything gifted that gives a cold feeling on touch. Clean mirrors with salt water. These are not superstitions, they are survival protocols. Archangel Michael says, your neighbor's husband was the alarm. The first crack in the timeline. What he saw stopped him, but what you do next will stop everything. Type Amen to get blessing 909. The woman across the lane. She wasn't surprised when your gate opened by itself. She watched, and smiled. The cat that disappeared was found near the back garden, its eyes wide open but lifeless. The vet couldn't explain it. That same night, a child from down the street claimed to see a black umbrella walking without feet. This is no longer isolated. You are the epicenter now. And still, your light holds. Hold it. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. A silence has formed around your house now. Not the kind of peaceful quiet that brings rest, but a thick, charged quiet that feels like it's listening to you. Every time you breathe near your door, it's like the wind pauses for a moment. Inside the neighbor's home, things are no better. His wife keeps waking up to find him staring at the wall, the same corner every night. It's not the wall that frightens her, it's the way his eyes widen, as though he's waiting for something to crawl out of it. Since the doctor's visit was cancelled, his health hasn't worsened, but his connection to something else has deepened. He started whispering words he doesn't remember saying, in a language no one in his family recognizes. It happens right after 3 a.m. 2 days ago, his wife recorded him again. This time, the words sounded like directions, coordinates that point directly to the rear side of your property. That's when she stopped ignoring it and started looking at your house differently. Type Amen to get blessing 222. Last night, her garden lights went out all at once at 2:44 a.m. At the exact same moment, the light bulb above your kitchen sink blinked 3 times and died. You didn't imagine that chill in your spine. It wasn't the cold. It was a visitation, silent, invisible, but undeniably felt. What's happening now is a tug of energy. Someone is attempting to connect strings that were never meant to be tied. You are the final piece they need, and that's why your gate, your walls, your dreams are no longer safe. The figure that was seen, it hasn't returned in its original form, but now it reflects through people's behaviors. That stranger who passed you twice at the market and didn't blink, that wasn't a mistake. The woman who bumped into you and apologized too softly, she wasn't clumsy. She was placed. Type Amen to get blessing 444. It's essential you take the next steps with focus. The window facing the northeast corner of your home must remain closed tonight. Cover any reflective surfaces before you sleep, especially ones in your bedroom. The neighbor's husband has now started seeing numbers repeatedly: 144, 707, 333. You've seen them too, haven't you? That's not coincidence. That's alignment with a supernatural awareness that's growing too quickly. This is no longer about what he saw. It's about why he saw it. And the truth is becoming unbearable for those involved in summoning it. One of the women who smiled at you last week has started to lose her voice. She can't explain it. The doctors say it's unrelated to anything physical. But spiritually, she's paying for speaking something that should have never left her lips. Archangel Michael says, this is divine interruption. This is your story reclaiming itself. You are no longer a passive character in this script. Your hands now hold the seal of protection, if you choose to use it. Type Amen to get blessing 555. The neighbor's husband has started writing with his non-dominant hand. He doesn't realize it. When he wakes up, his notebook has pages filled with symbols, some of them ancient, some incomplete. But one of those symbols matches a drawing that appeared once on your childhood bedsheet. You never told anyone that story, did you? The one where you dreamed of a black silhouette with no face, standing at the edge of your bed. That dream wasn't just a dream, it was the beginning of this cycle. And now, as your name becomes spoken in strange places, in whispers and rituals, your story is rising again. This time, you won't be unarmed. Tonight, sprinkle a pinch of turmeric at the center of your main entrance threshold. This old practice disturbs low vibrations that are crawling in. If the powder shifts unnaturally or disappears by morning, then the entity has crossed into your space. Type Amen to get blessing 717. 3 people are involved. The one who started it, the one who knows about it, and the one pretending to protect you. The second one lives within a short walking distance of your house. The third smiles often and asks about your health, but only when others are around. The first one, the one who started it all, is scared now. Because their ritual was supposed to affect someone else, but your presence was too strong. It redirected. The neighbor's husband? He saw the redirect. That's why his heart started racing before he even stepped out the gate. That's why he canceled the visit without fully understanding why. And that's why he's now being pulled deeper, against his will. Type Amen to get blessing 606. The figure under the neem tree is not gone. It has shifted. It now appears in reflections, in glimmers on wet glass, in the center of foggy mirrors. The shadow isn't seeking to harm, it's seeking a name. Yours. If you speak your full name out loud during the early morning hours, you may unknowingly offer it. Don't do that anymore. Avoid speaking your full name near mirrors between 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. for the next 7 days. The neighbor's husband received an anonymous letter yesterday. No sender, no name, just a drawing. Your house, with a red circle over your kitchen window. He burned it immediately. And now his hands shake when he sees you, even from a distance. Archangel Michael says, you are being shielded even as things intensify. But divine protection is strongest when you stand in your truth and act without fear. The hesitation is what weakens your guard. Type Amen to get blessing 888. The black cloth placed by your gate has been removed, but not by human hands. It disappeared during the last thunderstorm, when lightning struck nearby and 3 car alarms went off together. That moment created a temporary portal, one that forced energy movement in your favor. That is why your dreams have become clearer since then. You've started remembering faces, strange, unfamiliar, yet deeply familiar. You are remembering past lifetimes, ancestral wounds, and divine truths. Your body may feel heavy some days, light on others. That's normal. It means your aura is adjusting. You are not alone. 3 angelic forms have appeared near your location. One stands at the rear balcony after 1:30 a.m. One hovers near your left shoulder when you sleep. The third one guards your front gate. Each of them is anchoring for your safety. But you must continue to act wisely. Type Amen to get blessing 121. If you light a white candle tonight and pray in silence for 4 minutes, something will shift. A lock will break in the spirit realm. A new message will be delivered to you, through a sign, a bird, a word someone speaks without knowing why. Stay alert. The man who saw it, the neighbor, has drawn your home again. But this time, he added one more detail. A staircase underneath the house. You've never seen it, but your dreams have hinted at it. You will know more by Friday. And by then, someone will knock on your door with a reason that feels innocent, but is not. Be ready. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. The knock will sound like any other, 2 soft taps, then 1 long pause. But what follows will not be ordinary. Whoever stands at your door that day will not come to deliver, but to retrieve. They will ask a casual question, perhaps about someone else in the neighborhood. But their real intent is to step across the threshold, to enter your energy field, to carry away something you don't even know you've been guarding. The spirits around your home are not confused. They know. They've already seen this moment coming, which is why animals behave strangely when you're near. Even birds pause mid-flight when your name is whispered. Type Amen to get blessing 939. The neighbor's husband saw more than just a shadow. He saw the transition of something from one form into another. The black figure slowly folded inwards, collapsing like fog being pulled back into a jar. And right before it vanished, it looked at him, fully aware of his presence. His chest grew tight, not from fear, but from an unnatural pressure in the air. It felt like his heart was being pulled forward, like it wanted to step out of his body. That's why he canceled the doctor's visit. He didn't need medicine. He needed spiritual grounding. And he still hasn't found it. That morning, his reflection didn't appear in the bathroom mirror, not for 12 whole minutes. Archangel Michael says, when a shadow watches you and acknowledges you, it marks you. But it also gives you the chance to reject its influence if you rise above fear. What happened to your neighbor is your signal. Type Amen to get blessing 313. The wife of the neighbor began hearing knocks inside her home. 3 knocks from inside the wardrobe, the pantry, the bathroom. She would open the doors, and no one would be there. She burned incense. She prayed, but nothing changed. Because what's begun cannot be erased by casual rituals, it must be confronted. You, too, will begin to hear sounds, footsteps that aren't yours, taps behind the mirror, a ringtone that no phone has. These are not tricks. These are presence indicators, signs that the invisible now recognizes your awareness. Someone who once entered your home left behind a spiritual thread. It clung to your sofa, your curtain, a glass you drank from. They left smiling. But their smile was fake. It was hiding something far more dangerous. And your neighbor's husband saw it forming before your eyes ever noticed. Type Amen to get blessing 144. He now sits by his window, never opening it. He has told his wife not to answer unfamiliar knocks. He leaves his phone off and writes numbers on a paper every hour. He says, "It helps me remember what time really is." He no longer trusts clocks. He said the thing he saw under the neem tree wasn't just standing still, it was waiting for a specific moment. Something triggered it. A voice. A name. A memory spoken aloud from your home, maybe even accidentally. You may have said something aloud last week, thinking no one heard. But the air did. The entity did. It used that moment to strengthen its connection. And now your neighbor is part of a ripple that cannot be undone. Type Amen to get blessing 505. Someone close to you is pretending to know nothing. But they've already seen it too. They're playing dumb to protect themselves. But the guilt is starting to show in their face. Dark circles, nervous smiles, shaky hands when holding glassware. Watch who avoids your eyes lately. They know something. Possibly about a ritual, a pact, or a silent visit that occurred without your knowledge. The man who canceled the doctor visit now believes he was shown the shadow as a test. Not for him, but for you. His reaction triggered a delay. That delay saved you from crossing paths too early. There is a force that doesn't want you to know how powerful you are. But this story, this moment, is awakening that part of you. The gate you see each day isn't just metal, it's the final doorway they need to cross. Don't let them. Archangel Michael says, only light mixed with resolve can stop what's forming. This isn't just spiritual, it's ancestral. And you are the final barrier. Type Amen to get blessing 828. On the day after the canceled doctor visit, 3 crows flew in a perfect triangle over your roof. The neighbor's husband watched it from inside his window. He didn't move. He just whispered, "It's starting." He has stopped eating normally. He says food tastes like dust at night. He only eats before sundown. That's when he feels safest. He marked a spot on his bedroom floor with chalk. A circle. He doesn't cross it after midnight. He says, that's where it stood in the dream. The figure didn't speak, but its breath shook the walls. You've started feeling cold near the left wall of your house too. It's not a draft. It's a residue of passage. Someone who used to live in your building opened a spiritual door years ago. They moved out, but the door was never closed. Now it's seeking a new host, and it's sniffing for the most awake soul. You. Type Amen to get blessing 313. The neighbor's husband left a note inside your mailbox 3 days ago, but by the time you checked it, it was gone. He says the paper was blank anyway, except for a symbol, a circle inside a triangle. That symbol is part of a binding spell. He didn't know its meaning until he dreamt of your face, lit in gold, surrounded by chanting voices. You were standing still, holding a candle that refused to go out despite wind. That candle is still burning spiritually, even now. That's why you haven't broken. Others have tried to speak badly of you lately, but nothing they say holds weight. Your aura is too protected, too bright, and that's what threatens them. The figure that came wasn't after your weakness. It was after your light. And now that you're aware, its power weakens. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20.